On today's show, we find out how living with a disability can be made less of a burden, plus where to look for support in pursuit of that big investment in your agribusiness venture. Also, we shine the spotlight on antimicrobial resistance. Thanks for joining us on Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stick around for those and more to come right after this message and a recap of the week's top stories.
We are children and we have rights. We have a right to be
protected,
provided for,
and included. Don't beat me up, don't belittle me, and please don't molest me.
I am under 13. I should not be working for a living.
That is child labor. It is illegal. Stop leaving me alone. I am too young to provide for myself. I need your guidance.
Protect our nation's children. They have rights too. To learn more about children's rights, call or visit the offices of the Child Development Agency.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced on Tuesday that government would be spending $160 million to repair and upgrade water systems across the Kingston metropolitan region.
The plan for meeting our future water needs consists of key components, which includes major transmission main replacement and upgrade, continuing the non-revenue water reduction project, but more importantly, increasing water production through the construction of a 15 million gallon water treatment plant on the Rehoboth River.
In the meantime, government is providing the National Water Commission with $100 million to truck water to communities that have been without the commodity for weeks or months. Water tanks are also being distributed to drought-ridden communities.
I take this opportunity to make an appeal to residents to conserve.
300 farmers in Southfield and Bull Savannah in St. Elizabeth are the recent beneficiaries of new drip irrigation tools and equipment valued at over $69 million.
We are serious about the development of agricultural infrastructure, as this is a critical pathway and the enabling strategy to expand the production and productivity in the sector.
The National Water Commission announced this week that the Greater Portmore Ponds wastewater treatment plant is being rehabilitated over the next 12 months to improve service delivery to the St. Catherine community. Minister of Science, Energy and Technology Favour Williams made her sectoral debate presentation this week and announced spending of more than $1 billion to reduce the cost of electricity supply to the public sector. She also revealed that $3.5 million is being spent to implement an urban traffic management system in the Kingston metropolitan area this fiscal year.
Pretty soon, you won't have to idle your engines at traffic lights as long as you've been doing, which means more money in your pockets. The urban traffic management system is expected to synchronize traffic lights across the Kingston metropolitan area. This is a US $3.5 million program under PCJ's Energy and Efficiency Program and is expected to save thousands of barrels of oil.
On Wednesday, the Technology Minister officially opened a community access point at the Marvelly Primary and Junior High School in St. Andrew, built by the Universal Service Fund at a cost of $11.4 million.
I want to applaud USF for the critical work that they're doing in extending the infrastructure to Jamaicans in unserved and underserved communities to have easy and reliable access to the internet. And they've done some good work in terms of the community access points that they've put in and the retrofitting with the solar energy systems.
The Jamaica Trade Information Portal, which will make it easier for local and international investors to do business, was officially launched on Thursday.
The government has been strident in its commitment to improving our competitiveness, recognizing that this is pivotal to our social and economic growth. This recognition translates into not only the need to implement far-reaching reforms, but to also implement these reforms quicker than other countries that are on a similar path.
The Kingston Penn Aerodrome is now equipped with a pilot lounge valued at $1.5 million, paving the way for two companies to now begin domestic flight operations on the island.
Domestic flights are going to lead to the next natural things, which is international flights. So I am saying, let us really and truly deal with Caribbean integration and encourage our Cuban brothers and sisters to come to Jamaica and shop and go back to Cuba, just like how we used to go to Panama and Curacao and shop and carry back.
And the National Works Agency says the $56 million Hagley Park Road Improvement Project is on track for completion by the end of this summer.
So what we're working on now is to complete the approach ramps or roads to the higher overpass. We are working now on the Hagley Park side of it, and we should be completed there in a matter of days in terms of putting in the fill and proceeding to do the pavement works.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
The Disabilities Act will protect the rights of all persons with disabilities. And here's a great teaching moment. Every person with a disability, like a deaf or hard of hearing child, for example, has the right to an education with accessible facilities and the support they need. In this case, it would be a teacher who can use the language of the deaf, which is sign language. Visit jcpdja.com. A message from the JCPD, an agency of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security.
So we know how the theme for this year's Child Month is largely involved with encouraging some of our little ones who are fighting battle with physical disabilities. Well, it doesn't have to be a battle, and we'll learn that from Therese Braham, who was diagnosed with cerebral palsy from a very young age. Here's her story.
Diagnosed with what is called cerebral palsy. It is something that affects your your system on a whole, so the ability to talk may be affected, the ability to walk. So you have mild, severe, and moderate. So I'm diagnosed with what you call the mild. In my early years, I started out attending school at the Oak Valley School Experimental. At that point, I was using a walker. So I used to push it and then step with it. However, I was walking on my toe point. So about at the age of 12, Surgeon Golin, with the consent of my mother, did a surgery, hoping to have me standing up straight and being independent somewhat of the walker. However, the surgery did not go as we would want it to go. So my limbs became weaker and I ended up in a wheelchair. Well, growing up at first, like any other child, you'd wonder, why is it I'm not walking as a normal child would? As the years go by, you started to say, no, but I want to be able to do this, do that. However, the Mona Rehab Center provided a place for you where after a while you stop looking at that because you saw other persons who had similar disability like yours or even more severe, and we were all taught to do stuff. I moved on to Mona High School. After leaving high school, I wanted to do something with myself because sitting home was not me. And I was the type of person where I want to go out, so guess what? I need to support myself because as much as I love my parents, I was of the fact, one day they're going to be retiring. Then my head goes back, what is going to happen to me when my mother retires? So of course, and I had the family support, they said, okay, go and get a skill. I enrolled in Abilities Here, September 99. I did a 2-year course in data operations, level 1 at the time. About April, before I graduated 2001, I said, but if you're serious about not going home, you need to start sending out applications. And of course, Abilities was one of the places I sent an application to. So July 7th of that year, I started working here. Well, my disability has taught me that when it says the sky is the limit, it is. There are times when you're going to fall, but what is to stop you from rising? And one of the ways that my disability has taught me, and even some disabled association that I am affiliated with, like the Combined Disabilities Association and even Abilities here, they have allowed me to go on exchange programs where you go and you interact with persons with other disabilities outside of Jamaica and even in Jamaica. And I have learned so much. I am able to speak about my disability. I have accepted that this is what I have. And it has also taught me that, guess what? I am sitting with cerebral palsy, but I'm not wasting my time. I'm molding other lives. I'm helping other persons to believe in themselves, to go out, because there are things I want to achieve and I feel I'll achieve them. They will come with little obstacles because I'm not going to tell you that it's all good. And even my job here, it tells me if I quit, I'm saying to those that I've taught before, you can quit too. So there are times where we need to wipe the fears off and go again. Children with disabilities, whether you have CP or not, I strongly believe that you have a purpose. God has something for you to do, because if somebody had said to me you would be teaching, I'd be saying, really? If somebody had said to me you'd be traveling to the various countries that I have been, I'd say, really no. I am saying to you, go out there and believe in yourself. It's going to be hard, and there's going to be days when you don't even want to see a soul, you don't want to hear anything. But after a while, shake that off and look at the good about you. Look at yourself first. What is it that you love about yourself? And once you can find one thing that you love about yourself, maximize on it and go for it, and the rest is history. Put it behind you and don't let anything stop you. As my past managing director told me, life for us is a show, because he also has a disability. And whenever you get up in the morning, you have to be ready for the stage, because the stage is ready for you whether you're ready for it or not. Nothing can keep you down unless you want it to keep you down.
So many wish they could visit our shores. We live where they vacation. Brand Jamaica beckons all from the four corners of the earth.
Well, as a Jamaican, I have great pride in selling it. You know, your pride that you sell Jamaica with is something that it rolls off. Jamaica has so much to offer, and every time I have the privilege of bringing an executive down to Jamaica, an executive from an airline or a tour operator or a travel agency, and you take them across the country, you know, the pride that they said, wow, I can't imagine, especially when it's their first time. Wow, I love this.
Build it. Cherish it. Our wealth is Brand Jamaica.
Agriculture and its related activities can be a lucrative business venture, and government's Agro Investment Corporation is making it easier for business enthusiasts to get involved. Let's see how the corporation can help you identify the opportunities for your existing or potential agribusiness.
Leasing government land. I benefited from being in a group experience, which I would not be able to get were I just an independent operator. You're able to bounce off things on your colleague farmers. You're able to get all kinds of information and advice and guidance from the park manager and the support team at the head office, specifically like marketing. They were able to help me tremendously with that when I went into the crop, my very first crop, and I didn't know where to turn.
Agro Investment Corporation is the agribusiness facilitation arm of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. We were set up to facilitate large-scale investment in agriculture in Jamaica, given the importance of agriculture to Jamaica's economy, particularly as it relates to employment, food security, and exports. The AgroPark concept is framed this way. in which the government laid down the infrastructure, including irrigation, drainage, quality management systems, and technical support, and allow the farmers to make the investment on these lands, which are the most capable in Jamaica, to secure the best opportunity for outcomes.
Good afternoon.
Our investment officers, upon the discovery of business opportunities, will help the farmers to develop their business plans. And these business plans will be assessed for their technical merits and integrity. And then we'll allocate the kinds of land, the land in the right location with the right soil type and physical attributes that best match with the kind of production that will be taking place.
To lease available lands from Agro Invest, you need to fill out an application form and submit it along with your ID and proof of your capacity to invest.
Agro Park investors continue to impact Jamaica's economy in a very visible and impactful way. We have 150 investors on the 5 parks today that are spending around about $2 billion of investment each year in the park and generating over £2 million of produce each year, going into different market chains locally and export as well. Plus they're hiring about 200 persons on a consistent basis, including 80 women. So the parks are impacting the economy in a very positive and significant way in food security, in export promotion, in economic growth, and in job creation.
It's great because financially it helped me out a lot. I have 5 kids to send to school, so it's very helpful. Normally, I was at home doing nothing.
As a female farmer, you're not taken seriously initially, right? So you have to push and push to find different links, talk to different persons. And that was how I was introduced to Princess Lee, which is the Agro Park manager from Amity Hall. She taught me how to do the plan for the farm and different techniques, different strategies, and so on. She worked with me to develop everything, and then she showed me an area where I could work. So from there, we did soil tests and so on. I took the procedure 2 different steps, and right away we got started on the land.
You're coming into an environment where you'll be getting a lot of technical support. We have a strong group at Amity that helps to foster production by working together. We have a group of investors that are willing to work together to get the produce from the farm to the fork. They work with us to ensure that the food is safely produced and sent to our customers, and they work with us to ensure that best practices are adhered to on the farm as it relates to agriculture.
We're appealing to farmers to take advantage of the opportunities in Jamaica and in agriculture. The Jamaica brand is very strong, our products are very, very high quality, and we need to have more farmers investing in agriculture to grow the economy. When agriculture grows, the economy grows. When agriculture grows, inflation goes down. When agriculture grows, rural unemployment goes down.
For more information regarding agricultural land leases, call 876-923-9268 or visit the Office of Agro Investment Corporation at 188 Spanish Town Road, Kingston.
Protect yourself from the flu virus. Visit your nearest health center or doctor to get the flu vaccine. Cover your mouth and nose when coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water or by using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid the spread of germs by not touching your eyes, mouth, or nose. And be sure to regularly disinfect surfaces and objects that are used often. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
Overuse or misuse of antibiotics is affecting their effectiveness in treating infections, resulting in a re-emergence of drug-resistant bacteria worldwide. Jamaica is at the forefront of treating this worldwide health risk. You too have a role to play. Take a look.
In 2015, the World Health Organization declared antibiotic resistance a global threat, resulting in the development of a global action plan. By 2016, all member countries were mandated by the United Nations General Assembly to develop an action plan using the global document as a template.
Antimicrobials are used around the world to control and treat infections in animals and humans, but their overuse and misuse puts their efficacy at risk. The ultimate objective is to reduce the need for antimicrobials by preventing disease. In this regard, animal diseases and infections should primarily be prevented by ensuring biosecurity, following good production and good management practices, and implementing integrated disease control programs to minimize the occurrence of diseases.
Antimicrobial drugs are also used to treat diseases in animals and plants, as well as in farming to boost production. The result is that they can end up in the environment, in water and waste from health facilities and farms, and sometimes even in our food.
Both our health and agriculture ministries, therefore, have joined forces with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, to develop a national action plan underscoring the need for a broad-based, multi-sectoral approach and response to this rising issue.
Not long ago, I sat in the lab looking at a culture plate of a urine sample taken from a 40-odd-year-old lady. And I literally felt chills down my spine as I saw that an organism was growing on it that was resistant to 21 of the 22 antibiotics tested against it. And the one antibiotic it was sensitive to would not have worked in real life. This is a scary prospect. And I'm sure persons will wonder, well, what do you do? What do you do with such a patient? So this reinforces the fact that the problem is not coming, it is already here.
Bacteria we can't stop fight. Antibiotics, take them right. Antibiotics, antibiotics. Come let me tell you how to take them right. Only take them from professionals with medical credentials. Do not share them with friends or relations. Use prescriptions, follow instructions. Take them till them done with no interruptions. Bad bacteria we can't stop fight. Antibiotics, take them right.
What do you do with your leftover antibiotics? Which I'm sure some of you have, because many persons rarely ever complete the course. Do you return it to the pharmacy, as a good citizen should? Or do you flush it down the toilet? If you do the latter, where does that water go? And how can the antibiotic influence the soil it eventually ends up in and the callaloo field it nourishes? Does that have implications for us?
AMR is fueled by factors including the less than optimal prescribing of antibiotics by some physicians and inadequate adherence to recommended behaviors by patients, including completion of prescribed antibiotic courses. According to the National Survey of the Knowledge, Attitudes and Prescribing Practices of Doctors Regarding Resistance in a Caribbean Country, 80% of Jamaicans reported sharing antibiotics. 50% thought the same antibiotic worked for all infections. Only 14% admitted to asking doctors for antibiotics, with doctors giving them antibiotics in 90% of cases. Only 50% thought the course of antibiotics should be finished. In other words, from start to finish. We have this tendency that we start taking it, we feel a little better, and we feel like we don't need to take it again. It's a very important thing, very, very serious, and it's something that we really need to do more to address.
Responsible and prudent use of antimicrobial agents include implementing practical measures and recommendations intended to improve animal health and animal welfare while preventing or reducing the selection, emergence, and spread of antimicrobial resistant bacteria in animals and humans.
In an ironic twist, the antibiotics that kill the bacteria that would kill the patient have now created bacteria that can no longer be killed by these antibiotics and will therefore kill the patient. Antibiotic resistance is real. This here is a call for action.
On the board this week, the Financial Services Commission and the Jamaica Stock Exchange are inviting residents of Manchester to a town hall meeting on financial protection and wealth management. The event will be held on Tuesday, May 21 at the Cecil Charlton Hall on Hargreaves Avenue in Mandeville. Starting time is 5:30 p.m. Come out and learn about creating wealth, planning for retirement, protecting your assets, how to identify and avoid Ponzi schemes, your rights as a consumer, and more. Restoration Outreach Ministries International presents Evangelism Conference 2019, calling all church leaders, evangelists, musicians, intercessors, and worshippers. Saturday, May 25 at the Restoration Outreach Ministries International, Shop 6, The Dome, 85 Hagley Park Road, Kingston 10. The conference is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come hear international speaker and evangelist Bishop Dr. Deborah Harrison at missions from the UK, USA, Uganda, India, and right here in Jamaica. Also on the community notice board, the Jamaica Cancer Society, St. Anne St. Mary branch, under the patronage of their excellencies the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Allen and Lady Allen, will be having its annual Relay for Life event at the Turtle River Park in Ocho Rios. Come out on Saturday, June 29 and show your support in the fight against cancer. Event runs from 12 noon to midnight. For more information, call 876-974-2790. The Manchester Community Safety and Security Branch of the JCF presents the inspirational comedy play Single Parents on Sunday, June 9 at the Bel Air High School. Showtime is 7 p.m. Tickets are available at Fontana Pharmacy and all police stations in Manchester, as well as Super Plus food stores. Also on this week's notice board, the 2019 National Workers' Week and Labor Day Thanksgiving Church Service, spearheaded by the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, will be held on Sunday, May 19. The event will be held at the Meadowbrook United Church, 2 Flemington Drive, Meadowbrook, Kingston 19. Time 10:30 a.m. And that's all for our community notices this Saturday. If you have something to share on our notice board, give us a call at 876-922-8680 or email cbishop@jis.gov.jm or kferguson@jis.gov.jm.
We've come to the close of Jamaica Magazine for today. We hope you have been enlightened and ask that you join us again tomorrow for more. Until then, continue to watch these and other programs by logging on to our website, jis.gov.jm, or subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on all social media platforms. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.